Good morning. Let's see if I am getting some decent volume. Here's that I am, and this is Steve. And this morning I'm going to be going ahead and doing some of my Qigong exercises as well as setting up a healing field. So I choose to connect to my deep self. And you might want to state this out loud. And you don't need to watch this, although you can certainly participate if you want to. I connect to my higher self. I connect to my highest self. I ground myself into the healing center of the earth. I open myself to the healing power of the One. I release anything that is not useful to me now. And I choose to work with the Hathors. I choose to open up a world healing field within the world healing field. And I ask that all the helpers and guides please be present within the field. And all of the helpers and guides of the people that will be watching this video, please be present within the field. I ask that we all be placed in a field of protection while we do this work. And ask the higher self to take us through the portal of time to the event that would be of the highest good to release and integrate at this time. And invite all souls affected by this event to return to the event, to release and integrate the energy of the event for themselves. And I ask that they be placed in a field of protection while they do their work. Upon arrival at the event, I ask the higher self to assist us to release and integrate all energies of the event, gently and easily, fully and completely, on all levels and through all space and time. And as we are back at the event and releasing and integrating the energy of the events, I'm going to talk a little bit about yesterday and my experience with yesterday. In the morning, I woke up to a lot of energy in the field, and immediately started doing my breath exercises to where I breathe in to a certain count, like it might be 4 or it might be 6, sometimes 8. but then I breathe out for double that count. So if it's 4, I breathe out to a count of 8 or a count of 10 or 12. And then I set up a healing field, and I did a healing field on camera to post for the healing field of the day on the YouTube channel. And when I was done with the healing field and I was uploading it onto the YouTube channel, I went upstairs, and I went upstairs in a really good place in terms of my energetics, feeling very open, feeling the energy moving quite well through my system, feeling very balanced and grounded and stable, and I had released kind of all the energetics from the dream world. But when I got upstairs, a number of things happened that kind of triggered me off. And so I was working with all those energies again prior to coming downstairs to participate in the ancestral healing gathering that I'm participating in over the next 5 months. And it's being led by Thomas Hubel and a number of his students. And I connected through the through Skype, through my computer, and went through a bit of a meditation, connecting with our ancestors, and took a look at what state we are each individually in. I don't know how many people were participating in the event. I didn't notice. I noticed that there had been something like, in the last integration session, there were something like 469 people. But I don't know how many people are participating in the event overall. It may be that number, it may be a greater number. But there was a lot of energy that I was tapping into in terms of the energy of all the participants and all their ancestors. And that whole field was opening up. And I felt like I did some good work during the process and afterwards. And then last night when I went into the dream world, I felt like I was in a pretty good place, but kind of some things had been opened up. And then in the dream world, I found myself just working with a lot of terror and fear and, I think anxiety, panic, fear, terror, all of those afraid energies. And I was working with those energies for quite a long time in the dream world. I was doing my breath work and the variety of things that I've learned to do, especially during a time like this where we're on day 8 of 10 days of, according to the Mayan tradition, Galactic Activation Portals being open. And there are only 52 of these days in a 260-day cycle. There's only 52 of these days, but in October there were 10 days in a row from the 21st to the 30th of October, and then from the 30th of November till the 9th of December there are 10 more days of these galactic activation portals being open. And I found pretty much every night in the dream world very active. For the past 7 days, and so this is day 8. And I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, I think it was maybe on day 5, that one of my client, student, colleague, friends was in the Yucatan Peninsula for a vacation, but was finding that they were doing a lot of work while they were there, so they called me up for some help, and I helped to do some work that seemed related to the Mayan people. Probably what's left of a large group of people. It's probably a small number who are still alive, who have ancestry with the people who had a high level of culture back in the 600s AD, back when Pakal Votan was their sage, their king, their prophet. And their time engineer, and he was the one that recorded all these specific dates, such as Galactic Activation Portals. So this is the 8th of the 10 days, and I did a lot yesterday, so it's not that we can always figure out exactly why we're working with very specific energies, but sometimes we can get a sense of that. So yesterday I did another healing field within the world healing field, and that seemed to be quite a powerful event. And then not long after that I was triggered, and then I was triggered while I was participating in the ancestral healing group all over the world. So we're tapping into all of these people's ancestors, my ancestors, their ancestors, all of our ancestors, going back and really tapping into those energetics. And we're on the 8th day of 10 days of energy streaming in through our crown chakra, up, helping us to release old, stuck, stored energies from unresolved events. So we're integrating all of that. We're also tending to bring in our ancestors, so the energies that we carry of our ancestors, we can release and integrate those energies as well. And we're doing a lot of this work in the dream world. So this this basically is my life. This has been my life, especially over the past 28 years, since Soul of the Earth Abrahamanad incarnated on March 23rd of 1997. I've been aware of this cleansing process, but it's really gotten much more, I would say, intense over the last 6 years. So this process, this final cleansing process, so there was 7 years of physical, so from 97 to 2004 was cleansing of the physical. From 2004 to 2011 was cleansing of the mental. From 2011 to 2018 was cleansing of the emotional. Not that all of these don't continue the whole time, but 2018 to 2025 is the spiritual, the soul level cleansing. And we're coming up on the last 3.5 months of this 28 years of cleansing. And just from my experience, you might be having a really easy time and just going like, yeah, everything is beautiful in its own way. And that's great. And I support you. More than likely, you're not watching this video. So for all of those who are watching this video and are like, this seems like a lot, I'm right with you in that. This does seem like a lot. Yesterday, well, let's just put it this way. The last 6 years have seemed like a lot. Now, I've been working with a group of people, working with the World Healing Field that I helped to set up at the end of January of 2020. I was asked to set up this World Healing Field to help ground the disturbed energies that would be coming out in this, these years of spiritual cleansing. So I found that a challenging task, and I found it fairly challenging up till current. It's still fairly challenging, but I've gotten better at it. It's kind of like if you run a marathon, you don't just go out and run the marathon. You build up to running a marathon. And so over the past, 6, I guess, it's been 6 3/4 years of working with spiritual cleansing that brings us to coming into the last 3.5 months of this spiritual cleansing process. And in this spiritual cleansing process, we had 10 days in October, the 21st to the 30th, of these Galactic Energy Activation Portals happening, where our systems were just being rewired. And that happened for 10 days in October. And then beginning on November 30th, it's happening for another 10 days. And we're on day 8 of this 10-day Galactic Activation Portal being opened, where the cosmos is just bringing in these energies to assist us to change more easily. I don't know about you, but last night did not seem like I was changing more easily. Last night in the dream world, it felt like I was just struggling. When you say struggling to let go, one should just be able to let go. I mean, when you're ready, you let go. struggling to let go is kind of like when Yoda was teaching Luke Skywalker. And Skywalker is one of the kin in the Mayan calendar, but Yoda was trying to teach Luke Skywalker, I think, to levitate. Luke Skywalker might have said something like, "I'm trying," and Yoda said to him, "No try, do." And it really helped me to understand that there is no trying to do something. One is either doing that thing or not doing that thing. That's all there is. So when I speak about, we'll make it personal, when I speak about trying to let go, that means I'm not letting go. I mean, it's a little painful to say that trying to let go is not letting go. Letting go is letting go. So when we state out loud, "I choose to let this go," then by stating that out loud and having that intention fully in our consciousness, we ought to be letting that energy go. And yes, there'll be times when it's a lot of energy, and at those times it's best to connect with our deep self. Ground ourselves into the healing center of the earth. Bring our consciousness into our deep self, into that very central place within ourselves. Let these galactic activation portal energies just stream down through our crown chakra and let them come through the body and literally just straight out the feet into the earth, and just let those clear energies of the galaxy just pour through us and assist us to just release all those things that we've been holding on to that just have not been useful to hold on to, or may have been useful to now but are no longer useful to hold on to. Like all the hurts and all the dramas and traumas and various things we've gone through, the slights and the endings of relationships and the deaths of loved ones, the deaths of animals that we've been close to, all the things that occur in the course of a lifetime, and the things that we just have not released, the things that were in our body when we incarnated into it, which were the gifts of unresolved events of our ancestors that they just passed on to us. They didn't get over them. So we might be carrying those. More than likely we are carrying those. It's more that there were unresolved things of our ancestors that came down through our genetic line into this body that this being incarnated into. And so we're just letting go. And we, in this healing event, we've gone through the portal of time, following the higher self to an event that would be of the highest good to release and integrate at this time, and we're releasing the energy of that event. And we're releasing it if you did, made the statements of I connect to my deep self and I ground myself to the healing center of the earth and connect to my higher self and my highest self, and I open to the healing power of the one, and I choose to work with the Hathors. If we've done any or many of those things and we've come to this kind of balanced centered place, where we're inside our toroidal tube. So the human body is an energetic toroid, and there's energies that move through the crown chakra, down through the body, out the feet, up through the feet, out the crown chakra. So we're just a big mass of energy. But here's an opportunity to really let go of a lot of energy of the past. Notice any areas where this energy streaming through the crown, out the feet, may feel a bit constricted. So really feel that area of constriction and possibly choose to release it. Let there just be some motions around that central core where you might just feel like some energies opening up and spiraling up your spine and heading out the top, and other energies coming through and heading out the feet. Any places where you feel energy stuck, you can feel free to just release your hold on those energies. Just let those energies go. You can even state out loud, I choose to let these energies go that are no longer serving me. And we can do this together, and there's no judgment of, oh, I let that go, I didn't let that go, I'm not good enough to let that go. Whatever we might be making up of ourselves, we might just let go of those things we've made up about ourselves or others have made up about us, that we're just not good enough. I mean, really, if we are Winclil, as the Mayan people referred to the human beings, they referred to human beings as Winclil, which the definition of Winclil in the Mayan language is divine vibratory root. So if we are divine vibratory roots, which the Mayan were pretty smart people, they calculated a lot of stuff that was going on in the cosmos quite a long time ago, about 1600 years ago, in time as we know it. I mean, the way we may know time has very possibly been altered by various people who wanted to control consciousness. That's a possibility. That may be true, that may not be true. But here we are, just divine vibratory roots, just bringing energy in from the cosmos, releasing and integrating any energies that need to be released, while everyone on this planet continues to shift and change and open their systems up to a new life. Okay. So the event that we have, that we returned with the higher self to clear, has been cleared. So I'm going to say these words. I ask interdimensional being, ask Thoth and Ra, deep self, the higher self, our soul ray group, to assist all the souls that return to this event to combine with that part of their soul that had remained at the event, and bring that combined soul back into their body in present time, with all of its wisdom, power, and clarity. I would ask those souls to ground themselves into the healing center of the earth and open up the portal for the delivery of the new energies into the earth at this time. And then I ask that those new energies come in. We are birthing a lot of light into the world at this very moment. And I ask that these new energies in the earth be activated. And I let the universe beyond know that this is good. Okay. So that is the healing field. Within the world healing field, set up this day 8 of the 10 days of Galactic Activation Portals. And I think this might be Monday's the 9th, so this might be the 7th of December, the 8th day of Galactic Activation Portals. Tomorrow will be Sunday, the 9th day. Monday will be the 10th day of Galactic Activation Portals. And then I'm hoping we get some respite from these powerful energies. All right. It's good to do healing work with you. It's good to be part of a community that's helping to heal the world. There are many communities that are going on assisting this world to heal, and you and I are one community, and there's many of us who are working with these world energies, and we can know that we're working within a world healing field, and that we're really helping to ground the disturbance of the world and free those energies up that were stuck from past events, either our own past events or the events of our ancestors. Okay, it's a pleasure, and Nowmustgo.